man Auric is wearing his old Legion armor. What should I make of that?
He's proud of his service, Skald. The Legion taught us loyalty, and we're loyal to Dawnstar.
This isn't over. I catch you sending one letter to General Tullius. I'll have you both executed.
They say that vampires attacked the Hall of the Vigilant. Burned it to the ground. Never heard of vampires doing anything like that before.
You've come to Dawnstar at a strange time, friend. Seems everyone in the town is having nightmares.
You should probably be in bed. You're looking a bit under the weather. You're wrong to come here, stranger. No rest in Dawnstar. That would be Jarl Skald the Elder. He's over in the White Hall, probably talking about Ulfric like he's the second coming of Talos. I own Ironbreaker Mine. We make twice as much coin as those horkers over in Quicksilver Mine. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I pay a good wage for any iron ore you dig up, if you're looking for work. Everyone here is having nightmares. I have miners tripping over their own feet from lack of sleep. I heard there was a priest of Mara who was supposed to be looking into it. We'll see if anything comes of that. All right then.
What is it? I haven't had much sleep. That would be Skald the Elder. He's been running Dawnstar ever since he was a boy. And he never lost that brat's attitude. Turned on the Empire first chance he got. Now we're all part of this rebellion. If you don't mind digging, I own the Quicksilver Mine. It's a better life than working in that damned Ironbreaker Mine with all those milk drinkers. All right then.
Hammerfell? I'm not against the idea, but why?
I'm just worried about raising a child in the middle of this war of yours.
War of mine? It's not my war, Saren.
Your people's war, I mean. The Nords. What kind of life would we be giving our little one if we stayed here?
Well, let me think about it. Are you feeling sick? Seems like no one is getting a decent night's rest in Dawnstar, stranger. Best buy your steel and move on. I've worked on a few moorings here and there for it. Most of the ship captains are superstitious about who works on their vessels, though. And Dawnstar is known for its bad luck. We're the last port of call before Windhelm, and the ore we trade makes rich targets for pirates. My wife Saren and I run it together. She's still Smith's even though we found out she is with the child. Our son or daughter isn't going to get much Redguard culture here in Skyrim. I know my wife worries how she will pass along her traditions. Hey, if you find a book called Night Falls on Sentinel, could you bring it to me? It's a story from my wife's people. Be good to have. Good on you. Nightmares? I haven't met a single man or woman who doesn't admit to having them. A bad dream I can handle, but everyone having the same bad dream every night. It's a curse, I say. I hear there's a priest of Mara visiting the inn. Maybe the divines will cure us. Come back if you need steel.
God, I'm so tired. I helped my husband Rustleif run the forge. He's a marvel with steel. Not much. I came here a few years ago from Hammerfell when I married. The land is beautiful, but I can't stand this cold. I don't know how Rustleif manages it. That's right. Home of the Redguards. The land of sand and seas. I hope one day I'll convince Rustleif to take us back there. Until then, I'm content running the forge together here in Dawnstar. We forge every day if you need anything.
I'm the oldest woman in Dawnstar. Was here when Skald the Elder was Skald the Younger. He's a fool if you haven't met him already. Thinks Ulfric Stormcloak is invincible and spits dragon fire. The people here look to Brina Merilis when they need things settled. Real firebrand going up. Wasn't surprised when she joined the Legion. I found the ring's resting place after he died, but I'm far too old to go exploring some cave now. Well, aren't you sweet? I'd be happy to give you some alchemy training in exchange for the ring if you bring it to me.
On the line.
Pride of the what? This isn't the Legion, boss. We're miners, not soldiers.
You'll shut your mouth and get back to work, or you won't be a miner or a soldier by the day's end. Hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thoring runs the inn. Speak to him.
What troubles you, my daughter? And what...
Need a room? Don't worry. Nightmares don't seem to happen for travelers. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. All right then.
Yes. Ever since my mother died a few winters ago. I play songs and help with the drinks when I have the time. All right then.
In any other circumstance, I'd agree with you. However, these aren't normal dreams. The Daedric Lord Vermina's voracious hunger for memories is responsible for these visions. The nightmares are an echo of her presence as she feeds. I need to return to the source of the problem, to Nightcaller Temple. Perhaps you'd be willing to assist me in that regard. I've already said too much. If anyone overhears what we're saying, it could start a panic. I would simply ask that you trust me and help me end Dawnstar's nightmares. Wonderful. My Lady Mara will be quite pleased. Nightcaller Temple is only a short walk from Dawnstar. Come, we must hurry.
Know and love. Our hero claims a warrior's heart.
Vermina resides in a strange realm known as Quagmire, a nightmarish land where reality shifts upon itself in seemingly impossible ways. From her citadel at the center, she reaches forth to collect our memories, leaving nothing in return apart from visions of horror and despair.
Beware the dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed, and the legend yet grows.
Who can say? Perhaps she collects them for display like works of art in a nonsensical art gallery. Whatever the case may be, her intentions are far from benevolent. I promise to answer all of your questions. Follow me. Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. No. Knowing they could never defeat the orcs, the priests of Vermina released what they called the miasma, putting everyone to sleep. I'm concerned that when this place is unsealed, the miasma will dissipate and they'll awaken, both orcs and priests alike. The miasma was created by the priests of Vermina for their rituals. It's a gas that places the affected in a deep sleep. Because the rituals would last for months or even years, the miasma was designed to slow down the aging process. Sadly, yes. The longer an individual is exposed to the miasma, the more the mind can become damaged. Those who've been under the effect of it for extended periods of time have been known to lose their minds entirely. In some cases, a few never awoke at all. Once we get inside, all will become clear. Now, I'll show you the source of the nightmares. Over here. Behold the skull of corruption, the source of Dawnstar's woes. We must reach the inner sanctum and destroy it. Come, there's no time to lose. I knew Varen and Thoric. They were my friends. Is this punishment for my past? Is it Mara's will to torment me so? And had they succeeded, Dawnstar's fate would be sealed. You have a unique way of looking at things, my friend. It's time. The skull must be destroyed. If you'll stand back, I'll perform the ritual granted to me by Lady Mara. First, an incantation to remove the barrier. I call upon you, Lady Mara. The skull hungers. It yearns for memories and leaves nightmares in its wake. Grant me the power to break through this barrier and to send the skull to the depths of oblivion.
He's deceiving you. When the ritual's complete, the skull will be free, and then Arender will turn on you. Quickly, kill him now. Kill him and claim the skull for your own. Vermina commands you.
In time, I believe I will. I'd constructed a meager shrine to Mara in the antechamber where we entered. My intention was to spend the rest of my years here, burying the past and praying for forgiveness. But instead, I wish to offer my services to you. If you ever wish to journey with me, I'll be here. There's no need to thank me. What you did was for the people of Dawnstar. If anyone should be thanked, it should be you.
It's good to hear you say that. I wish my wife was as simple as you.
I'll just take that as a compliment.
Everyone thinks I'm too young to be a ship's captain, but I'm going to prove them wrong. By inheritance, as my men are fond of saying. Can't blame them. My mother ran the Sea Squall as strictly as she ran the house. I've been trying to find new areas of business, trying to win the sailors' respect, but I keep having problems. Take the last trade we did. Some fine-cut void salts from the College of Winterhold. Plenty of coin if you know who to sell it to. Sailors are what happened to them. They got drunk and ended up losing the merchandise in some cave. If you're not afraid of a little exploring, I'll pay good gold to get those salts.
The damned nightmares have finally stopped. Don't suppose you know anything about that.
You wish to leave now? In Skyrim's moment of triumph? Just before we cast off the yoke of Imperial rule?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm asking. I'm not a Nord, I'm a Breton, and I have no wish to fight this war.
I don't think so, Medina. There will be no deserters in this hold, and that's final. Nonsense. The best place for our men is driving the Imperials back. I will ensure that men from Dawnstar get every opportunity for glory.
Glory is meaningless if they have no home to return to. I urge you to lower our commitments to the front until I'm sure we're safe.
I won't have you rob our soldiers of their chance to drive out the Empire. I'm done discussing this, Jarl. Bullfrec, I have an order of swords and armor from the local blacksmith coming here. I need every piece polished to a fine shine.
Yes, my Jarl. We could hardly waste anyone else's precious time on such a tedious task.
Exactly, Bullfrec. You always know your place.
By the divines, I'm tired. Just a servant of Skald the Elder. Worthy of time and consideration.
The Jarl is tired. Be mindful of that.
Unless you're here to solve this nightmare problem, I don't need you. The only reason dragons are attacking is because Talos is angry with us for turning our backs on it. As soon as we drive the Empire out of Skyrim, the dragons will vanish. Mark my words. The Stormcloaks are destined to win this fight. Talos is with us, and when you fight under a divine's blessing, victory is assured. Dawnstar has a history of being the site of battles that have crippled the fate of the Empire. I hope this remains true. What's this? Oh, that's right, the timbers from Anger's mill. I swear, that Aerie and her men would make fine Stormcloak recruits. Pity we can't spare the lumber to conscript them. Here, take this. For your time and all that.
Well, I was thinking, sir, with the war going on and all, maybe I could enlist, fight the Imperials.
A servant? Enlisting in the Stormcloaks? Oh, poor Frick. That's why I like having you about. Oh, you're always good for a laugh.
Yes, sir, that's me. The oafish servant.
I had hoped life would be simpler here, but war seems to find a way of following me.
This war's gonna drag on for
If you're here about the nightmares, I'm afraid my pleas to the College of Winterhold go unheard. If you could call it that. The Jarl can make all the demands in the world. I'm not setting one foot on that battlefield. I fought in the Great War. I cut enough young lives short. I'm not gonna do it again. They ended up sacking the Imperial City. I was there, blasting apart young elven men and women with fireballs and lightning bolts. By Akatosh, all the blood, the smell of flesh burned and pulled apart by magic. I never want to do that to another soul, ever again.
I plan to spend all the days I got left on the water. It's where I belong.
Everyone thinks I'm too young to be a ship's captain, but I'm going to prove them wrong. That's the first bit of good news I've had since I set sail a year ago. Here's your cut. All right, then.
My children all grew up and left Dawnstar to make their fortune. Thank you. Here, let an old alchemist pass on some of her secrets to you.
I work steel, weapons mostly. Need a dagger? No? How about a claymore? Don't know what the Redguards see in books, but this will make my Saren happy. Thank you. Let me show you some tricks around the forge. Come back if you need steel.
You're not as dumb as you look. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward. Don't bother me again unless it's important.